Hey, good morning, everyone. I think it's good afternoon to some. The people who listen to me from the Caribbean, good afternoon, good morning, whichever part of the world you are. How are you guys doing today? This is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas with this inspirational morning talk, man. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. As we say in the Caribbean, happy Old Year's Day. We're getting ready to leave this year behind us and jump into 2025. We just got to ask ourselves when we telling everyone Happy New Year, just ask ourselves, what have I done with that old year? This is giving us a fresh start. We consider it was last year that happened. Now I'm a different person this year. So ask yourself, what have I done with that last year? What have I done with 2024? And how am I going to be different in 2025, right? You can ask yourself that question as you're greeting people, happy reign in the new year. But I want to warn quickly before I get into the message. Tonight is the night when you have a lot of false prophets coming up telling you need to give all this money to get your breakthroughs and give all this money to get your blessings. And they come up with a lot of clever lines to get you to give. God said somebody may have $2,000, and if you give it, you can get this blessings and breakthrough, and you can get a great 2025, and you need to give 5,000, 555, all manner of clever ways they can come up to get the money out of your pocket, guys. So just beware, just be careful that you can only get your blessings by following the word of God. You don't need to pay God for no blessings. You don't need to pay. There is laws of giving, and you're gonna get. But do not be under the illusion that if you give $10,000, your life can be great in 2025. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. God said if you give, they got laws. If you give, you're gonna get back. But don't think you're giving for your whole life to be great and you make this sacrifice in people, right? Because let me read quickly from John 15. Hear what John 15 said. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. You're already clean because of this word, because of what Jesus did. You just got to use it now. So hear what he said. Remain in me. Remain in me as I also remain in you. You remain in me, I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. He's saying we are dependent on him. Right? We need to stay connected to the source. That's why I tell people, all you got and everything you got, you didn't get it on your own. It's coming from the source. It's coming from the source. You need to stay connected to it and never forget that. So no branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. So we do not have to go and pay no. He's saying, remain in me, remain in my word, and you're going to bear fruit. And you're going to bear fruit. And he said, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I am you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. And that's what our believers, we got to come to understand that apart from me, this is Jesus talking, God, you can do nothing. So when we go off, I do this on my own, I did this and because of me. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Stay connected to the source. Stay connected to the source, guys. Stay connected to the source, right? Apart from me, you can do nothing. Say, if you do not remain in me, you will be like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. You hear what he's saying? He can say, give her 10,000, give her 15,000. He's saying, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. This is to my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be disciples. He's saying it's his Father's glory for us to bear fruit. But we got to remain in the word. And that segues me into what I want to really talk about today, and it's consistency. consistency. We don't just remain in me one day, read a word, and all this can happen and bear this fruit. This segues into what I really want to talk about today, and is consistency. We need to stay connected to the source, but we need to be connected. It's just like a branch. It stay on there it's stay on connected to the tree for 5 years, but once it's cut off, it's going to start withering up. It got to stay it got to stay connected, continuously stay connected. It's going to get fed for the time it's connected, but once it's cut off and separated, it's not going to be fed. So what I really want to talk about today is consistency, guys. Anything we're doing, we need to be consistent. We can go into the new year and we can make all these New Year's resolutions, and why we fail because we're not consistent. We're not keeping it up. We're not doing what we say continuously. And for the people who are going to make resolutions, don't set nothing crazy. Don't set nothing crazy. Set something that you can keep up with, right? You want to lose some weight. Don't just set out and lose the weight by the end of January. You're going on a ridiculous diet and don't eat and fast and all of this stuff. And boom, I achieved the goal. I lose my 10 pounds. Then you go right back and put it on back. Then you go back to a regular schedule. Losing weight or any goal that you're trying to achieve, you're going to got to choose lifestyle changes you got to make. And make them slowly. Because a lot of those changes, that situation that you're in, whether it's the weight, whether it's what you want, financial situation, whether it's it come on slowly. It's a bunch of small decisions you make that got you in the situation you're in. Usually it's not one big thing. It's a bunch of small, irresponsible decisions you make. Like eating the extra cake, eating the extra cookie, eating the extra scoop of ice cream. Do whatever it is your sweet tooth or whatever it is that cause you put on the weight. It's small, it's daily, and add up over time. So you don't get rid of it by one day either. Over time, set small goals. But the key to it is being consistent by doing what you say you're going to do. Right? If you want to lose weight, just start by something small. I drink 2 sodas a day. I just cut out 1 for this beginning. I cut out, just take 1.5. What I do with sodas right now, because I'm trying to cut back, I love it. I only drink half the can. When it's the regular 16-ounce can, I pour out half of it and I'll leave the other half. Right? Small, something I can live with. And this is what you got to do. Don't just cut out, I'm done with sodas right now, unless the doctor says you got to do that. Right? So make small and be consistent with what you do so it become a lifestyle change, right? Because here with here we're in Galatians, it said. Here we're in Galatians, it said. We can read Galatians 9. Galatians 6:9. It said, let's not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. He said, do not get weary of doing good. Because at the proper time, you're going to reap your harvest if you do not give up. Guys, so I just want to tell everyone as you're going on making resolutions, just be consistent. Just be consistent with whatever you do. You got to believe you. Understand how the subconscious mind works. It don't reason or think, but it's like a fertile piece of land, as this guy, what he named, can't remember the great public speaker and teacher back in the days. He said the subconscious is like a fertile piece of land. It's going to give you a harvest, a bountiful harvest, regardless of what you plant. If you plant a poison bush, it can give you a bountiful harvest of a poison bush. If you plant something good, it's going to give you a great harvest of that good crop that you plant. So plant something positive. This new year, you're going, look at what you did this year, set a new course for next year. Become better. By the end of next year, you must say, this is where I start, this is where I am. And it's going to be a series of small decisions that you're going to make that are going to get you there. The compound effect. Don't try to do it in one day. All right, guys? So whatever you're doing, you're setting to do, be consistent with it. Be consistent. If it calls to do it every day, do it every day. If it's every other day, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you be consistent with what you're doing because you know your mind know if you set this target to do it these days and you don't do it, it's messing you up. And you're not getting results. You got to be consistent with whatever you do. And over time, you're going to see the results, guys. So I can just leave that there for the new year. Happy New Year to everyone, man. Be careful. But tonight, You don't need to give a 10,000, 20,000. If God leads you to give, you give whatever He leads you to give, but do not give in to these things thinking it's going to take care of your situation. You can just automatically have a great year. No, you got to be in this word and be consistent with it to get the changes that you're seeking. All right? Giving is not a principle. If you do it right, you're gonna get back a reward financially if you do that right. But He said, give to the poor. And if you give to the poor, you lend into Him and He's going to repay you. That's a whole lot of stuff. But getting into His word, following His word, doing what His word said for the situation that you're in. And that's where you're going to get your big reward from, right? And don't do it one time and done. He said you got to be consistent. Do not get weary in doing the good. You're going to reap your harvest at the proper time if you do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Happy New Year to you guys, and we'll talk again next year. Goodbye.